up everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Sierra and today I'm going to be giving you guys kind of a little life update. I don't really know what this is going to turn into. I have a lot of laundry to do, so I thought I would film while I did that because got a lot of stuff on my mind. And I went to Instagram because I'm having like a pre-quarter life crisis just slightly. And I am just like not happy in the job that I'm in right now. So for fun, I went on Instagram and I was like, if you could pick my profession based on what you think I'm supposed to do, what would that profession be? And so I'm gonna kind of go through those, and I kind of honestly did it to get some like inspiration of like, okay, what should I do next? Just because what I'm doing right now is just like, it's a great job and I'm so thankful that I got this job when I did, you know, 6 months out of college at 21 years old. I have great benefits and everything like that. And you know, I got it in the middle of a worldwide pandemic. So for that, I'm so thankful, but it's just not where I feel like I'm supposed to be and not what I feel like is really making me happy and things like that. Not saying that I'm quitting my job. Obviously, I'm not just gonna up and quit my job with no backup plan, but I just kind of wanted to see what you guys thought, what my friends thought. So that's why I posted that on there. I'm gonna go through their responses and like kind of tell you what I think about their responses, kind of give you like a little life update, how I'm really doing, things like that, because it's been a while since I did like a mental health update, and let me just tell y'all, it's rough. First, let me give you a little background. I went to school for criminal justice and social work. Honestly, when I went into school, like I wanted to be like an investigator. I wanted to do like homicide investigations. And I honestly did not really know a whole lot about it when I went into college. I didn't really know that you don't just get to do that. Like there are lots of steps, and typically one of those steps is being a cop, and I never ever wanted to do that. So for that reason, I was like, oh, maybe I need to figure something else out. And so then I was kind of like stuck in my major. You know, my high school didn't really prepare me for like, okay, you're making a decision that's gonna affect the rest of your life and things like that. So they were basically like, you have to pick something and like that's your final answer. And they didn't really give us, you know, time to like really think about it because we were 17, 18 years old. Like we didn't know what we wanted to do for the rest of our life. And I remember we took like a career test or whatever, like based on this test, like this is what like your personality is compatible with and blah 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 blah. And I remember whenever I took that test that like one of my results was like I don't want to say event planner, but something similar to that, and like basically working like in event management and things like that. But I'm from a very small town, and honestly I was like, I don't even know what that means. Like that's not a thing here. And at that point, you know, I was 17 years old. I never had plans of, okay, I'm never gonna be here for the rest of my life. Like in my mind, I was gonna be in little small hick town forever. I was never leaving. As I've gotten older, obviously that's changed a little bit, and I'm completely open to the opportunity of not staying here my entire life, because I do realize that there are lots of things outside of my tiny little town, and the world has so much more to offer, and I just feel like I'm doing myself a disservice to not like pursue like learning from other places and other cultures and things like that. But anyway, so I was like, that's not a thing here, like that's not a real job, like it's just made up on this test, and I never really thought anything else about it. Another one of my results was like criminal justice, but like social services and things like that, because I do like to help people, you know. I feel like I've done my job when I help somebody else out, kind of thing. And so that was like one of my other things that I got. It was not necessarily like admin work, but kind of like that, because as weird as this sounds, like I do like doing paperwork and, you know, entering data into the computer and like things like that. So that was another thing I got, and I was like, oh well, I could do that in criminal justice. Like I could start out and, you know, do like records and things like this, and then I'll like work my way up. But I don't know, I got to school and I majored in criminal justice, like I said before, and my classes were so much fun. They really were, and like I really enjoyed them, but I just kept going through it, and like I was killing it. As many of you probably know, like I finished my 4-year degree in 3 years because I was just like so determined to do that, because my advisor was like, you can't. And so then of course I was like, watch me. But anyway, so I was just like go 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 go, like all I was focused on was school and finishing, and not really like, okay, what are you gonna do when you're done? And like my advisor kind of sucked and didn't really prepare me for that either. So I just kind of got through, and then I was like, okay, now what? I was like, well, I have all this student debt. I need to get a job. Like I can't be working at the grocery store forever, because this is not gonna pay the bills. And so I got this job working at social services, which is fine. And At first, I was like, you know, it's an entry-level job. It's a startup job. You know, I'm fresh out of college. We're in the middle of a pandemic. Like, I'm going to take what I can get, and I'm just going to have to be okay with that. And the people that I work with are great. I have nothing against them. Like, I love all of them. They're all so much fun. But to be honest, a lot of them are never there because they work remotely, so I'm not really interacting with other people. There's like maybe 6 or 7 people in the office all day because everyone else that's not new only comes in once a week. So I'm not really interacting with people. Like, we're close to the public right now, so I'm only talking to people over the phone. And it's just like not a good time for me, if you want me to be really honest. And I know, like, it's an entry-level job. You're not always going to have a job that you love, blah, 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 blah. And that's great and fine. And I used to also be the girl that was like, well, you shouldn't quit a job just because you don't like it. Like, don't be a quitter. You need to, like, continue just to say that you've been there and you've been through all the things and you came out on top or whatever. And that used to be my mindset. And now I'm just like, screw that. My mental health is garbage. Like, I gotta figure something out. So that's pretty much where I'm at right now. Not saying that I'm leaving my job anytime soon because, like I said, I don't have a backup plan. I don't know what I want to do. I have like sort of an idea, but I don't quite know how I'm gonna make that happen yet. And I'm not comfortable quitting my job because we just bought a house. And truthfully, if it wasn't for this job, then I wouldn't have been able to do that. So like I said, I am very thankful for this job, but it's just not where I'm meant to be forever, I don't think. And that's okay, you know, it's my first job and, you know, I've learned from that. So with that being said, I checked Instagram like I mentioned before, and I had a couple people that said a teacher, and I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea why. Obviously they don't know me very well because never in a million years could I be a teacher. Elementary school kids, absolutely not. I don't know how to entertain children of that age. I'm just not good at it. Like, I'm really not. Middle schoolers are so sassy and they're going through all the changes, and I'm sassy too. Like, I would get fired. I really would. So that's out. Let me just tell you. Also, I would have to go back to school to do that. And at this point in my life, I don't really think I want to spend 4 more years in school unless it's for something that I'm very dedicated to, and that's not it. Also, these clothes are super wrinkly because they've been sitting in the dryer for 3 days because I didn't want to fold them, so don't judge me. Anyway, so middle schoolers are sassy, and then high schoolers, I just feel like there's too close of an age gap and like they wouldn't respect me or, you know, listen, and that gets on my nerves. Like, you're gonna respect me. So that's that. I'm not being a teacher. I also had someone say, like, a healthcare worker. Absolutely not. I don't do needles. I don't do blood. I don't do any of that on living people. I know before I said I want to do homicide investigation. That's different because they're already dead. They don't hurt. It probably stinks real bad, but like, it's not like gushing out of them, like it's already dried up. It's not the same. One of my other friends said a journalist or a broadcaster, like on a news channel, e-news, like things like that. And that's cool, but I don't really like to talk in front of people. Like, this is different because it's a camera and no one's watching me and I'm not on the spot, and if I screw up, like, I can just redo it. So that's one thing. I do love to write. Like, that sounds probably weird, but I used to like have like a little blog. It wasn't anything like that I took super seriously. I just did it for like self-care basically, because I don't like writing in a journal because my hand gets tired because I write way too fast. So I did a blog because I love like computers and things like that. I liked to be able to like design how it looked and insert the pictures and the whole nine. So that was a lot of fun for me. I really did like doing that. I haven't done it in a while. I just did it like while I was in college and stuff, mainly to keep my family updated on things, if we're being completely honest. I thought maybe like that could be fun, but I just don't like to talk in front of people, and especially knowing I'm going to be on TV. I would be sweating. I would be covered in sweat, and honestly, like, the thought of it really kind of freaks me out. Possibly, but probably not, just because I have like super bad anxiety about speaking in front of people. Someone else said a veterinarian, and like that could be fun. I do love dogs, but I'll be honest, like, I'm not a cat person. I'm really not any other animal kind of person except for dogs. So I feel like probably would not be the best at that. Also, I like my dogs and dogs that I know, and like I like to look at other people's dogs and like pet them, but at a vet, like, you never know what you're gonna get. And even with my dogs that are like very well behaved at home and things, like when they go to the vet, like they get scared and I don't want to say they act poorly, but like they do act out and they get anxious and nervous and like they get like riled up and stuff. And I just don't think I would do well with that. Also, like, having to put dogs down or any animal down, absolutely not. I could never ever do that because I don't know, in my mind, I'm like, this poor little helpless animal, like, this is so sad because they can't tell you, like, don't do this, you know? It's not the same as a person. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's kind of out too. My friend Grace that I went to college with, she said a lawyer or something argumentative, LOL. That's actually so true. I'm such an argumentative person. Sometimes it's because I want to be right, but other times it's just like, I don't know, I just think it's fun to like debate things. And I've always liked to do that, but law school takes forever and it's very competitive. I'll just be honest, at this point in my life, I know I'm only 21 years old, but like at this point in my life, I just do not have the time or the energy to focus everything I have into law school. And I don't know, I think it would be cool to like work in a law office, but there are so many rules, and depending on what kind of lawyer you are, like I'm very strong in my beliefs, and like if you do wrong, you did wrong. I'm not helping you. Like I could never be a defense attorney ever, because if you screwed up and you like killed somebody just because you suck as a human being, like I can't help you with that because I think you suck as a human being, and that's not really fair to you because that's not what you came to me for. So like I could be like a lawyer on the other side, but lawyers for like malpractice and things like that just doesn't interest me. I think it would be cool because I do like going to court and seeing trials and stuff. Like something that I could do in the courts would be fun, and like that would actually be using my degree. So I might look into that if my other plans don't work out. But I do like being in court. Like the atmosphere is a lot of, I don't want to say a lot of fun, but it's very interesting, and it like makes you think about things, and like it really makes you see like both sides to a story, like in court and out of court, just like in your everyday life. So that was a lot of fun when I did that with my internship. So I would definitely be into like working in like a courthouse maybe, or like in the courtroom, but I don't really know what they have for that. A lot of those people are elected or have been in their position for literal years and years, and they never leave. And I don't know, I feel like they're pretty hard to get into. So I would definitely consider looking into that. Another person said a social worker or a psychologist, and as I mentioned before, I did minor in social work, and truthfully I was like a semester and a half from being done with my degree, and I was like, wow, I should have majored in social work. But I was like, it's too late at this point. Like there's no going back. I'm not staying here for 3 more years to finish this. I'm gonna just stick it out, and I'm gonna get my criminal justice degree, and we're just gonna call it a day. And so I did think about social work, and as I've mentioned on previous videos, I do want to become like a foster parent and eventually like start something with foster kids. I don't know what exactly yet, but I do want to do that. If I did go back to school, truthfully it would probably be for social work, just because I've already taken classes in it, so I would already have some credits. I wouldn't be like starting completely fresh, if that makes sense. I would consider that. I think it would be fun to be a therapist, but at the same time, again, that's a lot of schooling, and I'm typically pretty good about separating like home and work, but I feel like if I was a therapist, like I would become too like invested in other people's lives, and I would go home and I would just take it all with me, and that's not good for my mental health, and that's not really gonna make me able to help somebody else. So I don't know how that would work out, because you know, if people are in a crappy situation and they're doing everything they can to get out of it, and it's just like the world is against them, like that makes me so sad. I just don't know if I'd be able to do it. But that is definitely something I've considered. If I did go back to school, that's what it would be for, would be social work. I considered like going back for my master's in social work, just because there's a lot of job opportunities in that field in a lot of different areas. So that I did consider, but I'm not like set on going back to school. I just don't feel motivated right now, and I don't want to waste any more money if I don't have to, because I'm already like 100 grand in debt. So there's that. I had several people say a planner, a coordinator. My best friend said some kind of planner. You plan everything, and you probably already have your funeral plan. And I do not have my funeral plan, but that is so true. I like plan everything. Like we're like for my bachelorette weekend, she was like, I'll plan everything. I was like, no, I got it. I like to be in control, and I like to have plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G in case something goes wrong, because I'm very much a worst case scenario kind of person. So I like to plan things, because then I think of, okay, if this goes wrong, I can do this, blah, 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 blah. And so this kind of goes back into the test that I took in high school of like event planning. And I have, as you guys know, like I'm getting married, and I've been planning my own wedding, and I have seriously loved every second of it. And not just because I'm like, oh cool, this is my wedding, like this is the day I've been waiting for forever, but because I love to plan. Like I really do. Like my personality, I like to have a plan for literally everything. As you saw in my last video, I bought a menu board for what we're gonna eat for dinner every night. Like I like to have a plan for literally everything. I don't know, I like to organize, I like to plan, I like to decorate. All that stuff is like my jam. And I never really thought that that could be a career until like recently. And I'm seeing all these people on like TikTok and YouTube and like they're wedding planners and they're event coordinators and they're making all this money and they're loving every second of it, and like their whole job revolves around planning and organizing and executing their plan. And that to me is like, sounds like heaven. Like it truly sounds like heaven. And I'm just like, if I could do that every day for the rest of my life, I think that I would be happy. Truthfully, I think I would be so happy because I just love that stuff. And so I was like, I feel like you don't have to go to school for that. And this also goes back to when I was touring colleges, the school I went to, USC in Columbia, they have a super awesome hospitality and tourism management program. But when I was touring, like everybody was saying like, oh, manager of a restaurant, manager of a hotel, and I was like, that sounds lame. Why do you need to go to school for that? You just start working there and work your way up, and you don't need a degree for that. And so I didn't really think too much about it. This girl that I follow on Instagram that goes to school there is in that, and she's working for a wedding company, and she like writes blogs for them, and she helps them set up events, and she like goes to all these weddings because it's her job. And I love weddings so much, and I'm just like, I could do this. Like I know it has absolutely nothing to do with my degree that I have, but if I'm happy, it will make me successful in my mind. And if I'm happy in my mental health, you know, journey, then I can help other people, and people will keep coming back, and I'll have business. And that will pay the bills. That is like a dream to me. Like to be able to not only love what I do, but like make good money doing it and meet so many new people and just help them plan the biggest and greatest day of their life, and then like be in tears afterwards because you're like, dang, I did that and they loved every second of it. Like that's what I want to do. Totally 360 or 180, whichever, I don't know what it is. Total 180 from what I'm doing right now, which is sitting at a desk calling people on the phone trying to get them to pay for their children. And it's just a lot of what I feel like is wasting my time because they don't answer the phone and they don't call back and they don't want to pay for their kids. So I don't know, it's just frustrating because I feel like I'm not doing any good. I'm not helping anyone. I'm not making anyone's situation better. Like I'm just wasting time for me and for them. And like it's just frustrating because I love to work. Like I love to do stuff and I love to set goals and like achieve them and see what I did to get there and all that stuff. Like I love that. And so I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like I wanna try this event planning, wedding planning, whatever. I wanna try this, but I don't know where to start. And so I took to YouTube and the internet and all the things, and like there was a little bit of stuff out there, but it was not enough for me to be like, yes, this is what I wanna do, or like this is how I need to do it. So I was just like kind of feeling a little stuck, and I'm like, well, what do I do? So then I was like, I'm gonna go out on a leap of faith here, and I'm not this kind of girl. I'm not the type of girl to talk to people I don't know. I'm not the type to ask for help. None of that. I'm not doing any of that, but I was like, I have to. Like, I don't have a choice at this point if this is what I really want to, like, pursue kind of thing. And that's just gonna have to be fine with me because I don't have another choice. Like, I can't just start up a wedding planning business because I have no idea. Like, I've planned my own, and I've helped my friends decorate theirs, and, like, I've planned trips, but that's not the same as planning someone else's wedding. So I was like, I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet and find somebody that does this and just see if they'll, like, talk to me about it. So I reached out to a couple people on Instagram, but I know Instagram's kind of weird and like DMs don't always go through, so I don't know if they saw it or not, but I didn't get a response from the couple people that I did message, and that's fine. I didn't really expect to, but I was like, I can't just do that and stop because there's so many things that could have happened. Like they truly may not have seen it. I was like, I can't just give up on it that easily, you know? When we moved, we lived closer to like a big populated city that's, I don't want to say expensive, but it's like a big, you know, uptown kind of thing. And so I was like, well, we live near there now, so let me just see see what's there. And I found two people that are like two ladies that have started their own business as a wedding planner. One also has like a travel agency, and they just like have it all. And I'm like, this is where I want to be. Like, this is what I want to do for me. Like, I think it would be so cool to start my own business, make my own hours, you know, make my own rules. If I want to take the week off, I can take the week off. I may regret it the next week and be like super behind, but I can do that, and I don't have to ask for permission to do that from someone. That is a dream come true to me. So I reached out to both of them, and I was like, you know, this may be a long shot. I'm stepping out on a leap of faith with this. I emailed them. I was like, but you know, I recently graduated with my degree in criminal justice, and I know that event planning has pretty much absolutely nothing to do with that, but I've recently I've gotten a job, and it's just not what I think I want to do forever. And I really think that I want to like pursue this path just to like see what it has to offer me, because the thought of it really does, like, it makes me so excited. And I'm just like, I have to see, like, I have to see what it is and what it's all about before I completely write it off. I just asked them, I was like, I don't know if you need volunteers or helpers or literally anything, but if you do, I would be so happy if you would, you know, bring me in to do that and just kind of show me the ropes and like tell me how you got started and tell me how you got to where you got. Show me all the things that go into it so that I can make an actual decision and not just quit this job and go into it and end up hating that too. I was like, if you don't need anyone, like, I completely understand, but if you do, like, I would be so happy and willing to learn and work and do all the things. And so that was on a Thursday night, and I truly didn't really expect to get a response, I'll be very honest. I woke up the next morning and one of them had emailed me back, and she was like, it's crazy how divine intervention works, because I was just talking about how I think I need to bring on like an intern / assistant for events. And y'all, I've been praying about this so hard, y'all don't even know. Like, every day I go to work, I'm like, Lord, please give me a sign, lead me in a direction of what is gonna make me happy and successful and all the things, and I'm just gonna love it. Like, please just show me the way, because this ain't it. And I'm so thankful for my job, just not what I want to do forever, and I know that. And then that happened, and I was like, oh my god, like, this really might be happening. And she was like, I'm booked up, you know, like tomorrow, talking about the Friday. She was like, but if you're available Saturday evening, like, I'm going to be coming back from a trip with a bride, and I'll have a lot of time to talk on the phone because I'm just gonna be driving. She was like, if you're available then, like, I would be so happy to speak with you and kind of, you know, see where I can help you find your space in this industry if that's truly what you want to do. And I was like, great. Like, we're doing this. So it is now Saturday, and tonight I'm supposed to speak with this lady on the phone. I don't know how it's gonna go, you know. I'm just gonna kind of lay it all out there and be like, this is what it is, and kind of give her the whole story if that's what she wants, and that's fine. But like, this is crazy to me. This is just crazy. Like, she really emailed me back, and I don't know why that's so crazy to me, but it really just is. And I'm like, this might be it. Who knows? To me, in my head, like, my efforts weren't worthless. Like, they weren't a waste of time, because I at least got someone to email me back, and I'm gonna speak with her. And you know, if it ends up being like, okay, this is not what I'm here for, then that's great. Honestly, that's great, because then I know, like, okay, you need to find something else to like direct your energy towards, and don't waste it on this particular thing anymore. So I'm very excited about that, and I have no idea where it's gonna go, but I'm so excited. And I'm gonna, if I do end up being like an intern or assistant or whatever for this lady in her company, I'm gonna be so busy that it's not even funny, because I work 8 to 5 Monday through Friday, and then helping with the wedding on the weekends or whatever. Like, I'm never gonna be home, but like, at this point, if that's what I have to do to get to where I'm gonna be happy and so happy with my life and so successful and just like fulfilled, then that's what I gotta do. And like, that's who I am. Like, I love to work and I love to reach goals, and I'll do whatever I have to do to like get to where I want to be. Like, I'm not just gonna be complacent and just sit here and be like, okay, this job sucks, but like, I'm not gonna do anything about it, because then like, I feel like I can't complain about it being a crappy situation if I'm not doing anything about it. So all that to say, this was a lot, and I don't know if you're still here, but if you are still watching this video, you're a real one. And I just want to tell you that just because you went to school for something and you ended up hating it does not mean that you have to keep doing that. Also, that goes to say, you have to be the person that changes your life. You can't sit around and wait for other people to do it. Like, you have to take action and do it yourself. And I've learned that so much in the past couple years. Like, even with me graduating college, like, I wanted to be done early. Like, I didn't want to have to go for the full 4 years because I didn't want to pay for it. I had to make that happen. No one else could do that for me. And so once I got it done, I was like, wow, I did that. I did that shit. Like, I did that. This goes to say, you do not have to be stuck where you are. If you're not happy, change your own life. And that's all I gotta say about that. So if you're miserable in your job and you want to find something else, reach out to people. Do your homework as much as you can, and don't give up on yourself. You need to do what makes you happy, regardless of whether that means you're gonna have to quit your job and you're gonna have no idea what you're gonna do. Pray about that ish and do the dang thing. That's all I gotta say. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button down below. And hopefully next time I will have an update on how this conversation went. I'll see you guys next time.